Alright, welcome. This is a real estate agent video that explains how to go from zero to paid at the On-Site Property Systems website for leasing and sales listings. Go ahead and find yourself to the onsiteps.com/login website and input your real estate agent credentials, your username, and your password. If you don't have one, you can register for free online. Go ahead and click login. Okay, once you're logged into your real estate vendor dashboard, you can see that you'll have your listings and active listings that are assigned to you. Okay, I have one listing assigned to me, listing ID 646, and that has a property address of 555 Cherry Lane, Unit 8, Santa Rosa, California 95959. I can click here to see a map of it on Google Maps. Here is telling me that I'm on step 1 of the leasing or listing process, and that this listing is pending, and I can click here to complete the next step. All right. This view also summarizes the 7 steps that will be involved in this process of completing the listing. They are listed here. Onboard the listing, doing a pre-move out inspection. Number 2, get your listing rental ready, a post-move out inspection once the tenant's vacated and or the apartment is vacant. If the apartment is handed off to you as vacant in the first time, these 2 inspections can be done together. Step 3, activate and generate marketing. All right, this will have you put in pictures and short descriptions and so forth to get the listing published automatically online. Step 4 is the process of showing the property and receiving different applicants. This is a proactive way to communicate with the property owners to make sure that they're not falling behind and constantly abreast of what's going on with the listing. And it gets agents to make updates or changes or suggestions to listings in the process so that they don't stay vacant for too long. Okay, once you have a set of applications, step 5 will go through and collect information about those applicants who automatically apply online. Their credit report comes in. This step 5 will verify the information that the tenants provide and then get approval on the applicants from either the owner or the residing broker. And once approval on the applicants is received, you'll move on to step 6, where you can just update or clean up any specific nuances that may have changed and generate a lease so the tenants can sign it. Once the tenants complete the lease contract and submit the money, you can conduct the final inspection, which is the pre-move-in inspection, and it just asks a few questions. It has you double-check things like the operations of the appliances and make sure that the tenants have a safe move-in. It also, once completed, will send a bunch of information such as a welcome packet and any follow-up maintenance tickets that need to be completed. So those are the 7 steps to listing, and one of the best ways to get paid at On-Site Property Systems is to complete the 7 steps for both leasing and sales listings in this very straightforward, easy-to-use dashboard that we're going to dive further into in just a second. I wanted to stop and show you that the second way to generate revenue at On-Site Property Systems is to simply click the Refer a Client and Earn Money button. How much more simpler can it be? Submit any referrals that you may have, names of owner information and types of property if you know it, and if they sign up, you're going to get a nice commission check for that referral. All right, I'm going to go back to the listings and we're going to start walking through the 7 steps to see what's involved in this leasing process. Click here. All right. Welcome to step 1 of 7 of your listing. It requires you to visit the property, do a walkthrough, identify general conditions, and take a single photo. You can access these steps from any Android or iOS, iPhone, or iPad, and all you do is just go to the On-Site PS website, log in like you normally would on the computer, and the form will pop up as it does on this computer. But you can do this on mobile devices. Okay, step 1 is going to show us the assignment. So it's going to say what the property address is, the type of the property, any information that was submitted by the agent previously. This is going to ask us for what the move-in inspection date is. Okay, I'm going to say that I did this on March 23rd, 2007. I'm going to come back up here to the top where my workflow box is. Okay, and I'm going to submit. The submit for each of the steps is not at the bottom like you're used to. Okay, it's going to be on the right of your workflow thing. On an iPhone, it may be pushed below all this information and at the bottom, but make sure you're just looking for the submit button. There's only one. Also, I've been working on this a bit, and any work that's done on these listings will have a timeline. So I've gone through and actually done this one a few times, but when you guys go through the process, it'll only show the steps were completed for you during the process. Okay? It will ask for things like use of your camera. On your iPhone or your Android, it will also ask you to use the camera during certain steps of the process. I'm going to go ahead and click allow, all right? And it's just going to go through and read it. Thank you for completing the first step. Okay, now it's on to the next. Dear RE, that's my username here. Nice work with step 1. For step 2, please perform a thorough inspection capturing overview shots of the entire building in each and every room, along with close-up photos of any deficiencies or items that may need follow-up attention. All right, I'm taking a note on the right, my workflow. It shows me my listing ID or entry ID, shows me the time that this was originally submitted, the last time that this entry was updated, and since I'm going through the process quickly here, it was only 1 minute ago. Nick Kramer, who was the original person to originate this ticket, and the status of this is pending. You can see that it's currently on step 2, and the user that it's with is me, user RE, and that the status of step 2 is pending. Okay? On any step, I can add notes to that step if I feel like there's something that should be stated. I can also print the information in the steps, and at the bottom of every step, you'll notice again this timeline of progress of the steps, and that will also show up in the print function. So this is step 2. This may be the longest of all the steps, which is the once the unit is vacant. Okay, I go through the property to get it rental ready. All right, this step has a lot of questions, but it makes sure that when the information is sent to the maintenance vendors that they don't miss things, because oftentimes if you don't say, hey, fix the broken window, maintenance vendor will ignore the broken window and just send you a bid for paint, and then you go back later to take photos and there's a broken window still. So this form helps you capture and ensure that your vendors are supplying the proper and comprehensive, complete quotes needed to get the job done. Okay, have you completed a photographic vacant unit inspection act folio? I'm going to click no. We need to check the carbon monoxide and smoke detectors. I like a broomstick around to help me push buttons on ceilings and so forth. And I'm just going to say that yes, I did broomstick every smoke detector. There's one in every bedroom, and there's one in the common hallways outside of the bedrooms. And if there is a gas or boiler or some other natural gas utility like a gas stove or a fireplace in the property, that I am checking that there is a functioning carbon monoxide detector, and I push the button to make sure that they were compliant as well. Also take note that as general practice, we try to make sure that all of the smoke detectors are 10-year lithium batteries and not the old 9-volt battery versions that once were prevalent. Okay, number of detectors with missing batteries. This could be carbon monoxide detectors or otherwise. I'm going to go through and flip every light switch in the house, and I'm going to count the number of bad bulbs that I find. Okay, and is there any trash left at the property? And if I look around and there's trash, like I want to say that No, there's not abandoned property, or there's, not a bunch of furniture where it looks like the tenant's still living there, like a laptop plugged in or something like that. Just trash. And then it's dark for me here. You can see some shadows in the picture, but you can go ahead and add your picture of trash if there is any to be added. Okay, and then I'm just going to go through number of damaged electrical fixtures, 0. I noticed that a couple outlets. If I select that there's damage to something like an electrical outlet, okay, it's going to again ask me for a photograph of that damaged thing or things. Okay, so this would be a photo of damaged electrical outlets. Okay, and then I'm just going to go through here and click 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. But if you put in a number here, i.e. holes, scraped, or walls, and I put in a 1, okay, it's going to ask me for a photo of that. Remember, I can do this on my Android or iPhone at the property, so it's a real quick way on the property to capture information about things. And if I click 0 again, it goes away, all right? Now, I have written some notes in here about like spotless, spotless, spotless on cleaning, all right? Just try and make sure that you're marking things that need to be marked, and if there are holes or scratches, mark up the holes and scratches. It's better to be thorough and take more pictures and mark more numbers in this than not to. Don't be conservative here. Be as excessive, like an excessive stain, as you can be with the amount of things that you document, all right? In my situation, this tenant was particularly clean and took excellent care of the place. I've gone through, I've checked for broken windows, I've looked and made sure that none of the windows are not sticking. Okay, I'm checking for broken panes of glass, maybe not a window, but like a panel in a back door, okay? If there's locks, interior, exterior, that are damaged, hardware, things on cabinets, or other metal objects like door frame hinges and other things that may have been damaged. Interior doors, okay? Damaged exterior doors, scratches, dings, holes, cuts, wounds, other blemishes, garage doors, okay? Check to make sure that the garage door is functioning. Close and open it. Make sure it closes and opens all the way. Open and close the refrigerator. Make sure that you're looking in them. I actually have up here dirty appliances, okay? I want you looking in the appliances and in the stoves, okay? Like if it's dirty underneath the fridge, okay, mark it 1. It needs to be spotless, all right? So we're looking under everything, checking ledges above door sills and everything. We want our places to be as immaculate as possible, and we want to catch everything that we can so that when we're leasing the place, the new tenants come into the best, cleanest, most up-to-date and functional apartment that they can without inheriting the problems of their predecessors, okay? I don't see any water leaks in the ceilings, and the exterior siding and stucco of the building looks like it's in good condition. And I don't see any damage to the yard. Damaged square feet of yard. Say you saw like a patch of bushes that was roughly 10 feet. Just write the number 10 in here to identify that the yard is damaged. Okay, other damages, I didn't identify any. I'll say none. Because I wrote something in here, it's asking for a photo. So maybe I'll just go ahead and leave that blank. And then agent market updates. I think we should add a new kitchen, cabinets, and countertops, okay? And then take a picture of the kitchen area that you think should be remodeled, all right? Maybe you don't think that. Like, we need to know what types of maintenance and upgrades might be necessary in order to get top dollar for this place, okay? The vendors can estimate it, and the owners can always deny it, and let's get as much as we can, all right? So make sure you take all the pictures necessary for each item that's outlined in the thing, okay? I took this one. I can see that I took it because it's in still. Sorry for the black photos. I wish I had something more interesting. But that's step 2. Simple, okay? Click submit. All right. Thanks for completing step 2. Let's keep it rolling. So you can see here on the right that we're in step 3, that I'm still the user, and this is pending, all right? It's going to continue to display particular information to me, that might be pertinent to me getting this step done. And then any areas that I need to add information to, okay, will be highlighted in green, all right? Have you published your listing online with AppFolio? Yes or no? Right now, we're going to be using AppFolio exclusively to publish our things. At some point, we'll come and remove this question, and you'll be publishing the listings in here. If I click no, I can add professional marketing photos here, and I can request different types of marketing to generate, publish online. Of course, we want that, but maybe we also want an 8.5 by 11 flyer. We can name the property Fantastic on the Hill. Okay, great property with views. All right, you guys are going to come in here and obviously create your own descriptions and make sure that you're not using any sort of guiding or other steering or racist comments, and your descriptions of your listings will be reviewed by a broker to make sure that they're compliant with the Bureau of Real Estate's regulations on listing advertisements, okay? Long description of property. Cozy property. All right, and I can continue to track the things that have been completed here. You're going to notice that there's notification steps and other things that are adding to the list when you do your steps, okay? There's other steps that happen once you complete each step, all right? So I'm done completing my part, which is just this highlighted green area, all right? And I can get informed as I need to with any of the other information that's available. And then I'm going to find the submit button again to complete step 3. All right, this is happening. So you can see that we completed step 3, and it's going to say complete this form once a week to give owners an update on how your marketing and efforts are going. If things aren't going well, you may consider asking to change the terms by simply requesting so in this step. All right, so it's going to just give us a little information, and then the green areas are which we need. All right, so it's been on the market for 20 days, and next week when you come back, this will say 20, so all you'll have to do is update this to 27. All right, and if you suggest a price change, okay, you can put the price change in here. Say it was $3,000, okay, now we think that it should go to $29.50, all right, and we're going to add water to the terms and add cats, and that the date of this change that we're going to make is going to be 3/23/2017, and per owner's request to increase viewings, we've changed these terms. Okay. Now I can add change terms over time as we go week to week and keep track of any terms that are changed for the next week. All right. Additionally, we can add open houses that we've held and or plan to hold here. All right. So go ahead and put the dates for all the open houses that you can. And it's going to be 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And if it was an open house that we already had, say we had one just the other day, okay, I can go ahead and add here and say that that one was 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. There were 2 visitors, 0 applicants, and there were 3 inquiries online. Online people said they would come to next week's open house, or whatever you want the owner to know so they can be aware of what's going on their property. Okay. Do you have any applicants to submit? All right, this is an important question. If I click no, all right, and I hit submit here, it's going to send me back to the beginning of step 4, and I will continue to repeat step 4 until I select yes here. Okay. Once I have applicants to submit, I go ahead and click the submit button. All right, maybe on this one I had 2 applicants. It's not going to let you input information after you've clicked the submit button. Since I've clicked the submit button, you can see up here that it's actually pending, and this information won't be captured. So make sure that you're getting all your information in before you try and submit it to the next step. But I have submitted the weekly report, and I said that I had applicants to submit. So this step is basically pushing me on to the next step to submit the applicants. If I don't do anything, it will automatically take me there. I'm just going to confirm that I do have applicants to submit, and I'm going to hit the submit button. All right, which brings us to step 5. You can see that we're on step 5 by looking at your workflow details window over here. It may be lower below all this information if you're looking at it on your phone. All right, we can see that there are some green spaces here that we need to complete. For simplicity's sake, I'm going to just input 1, and I will be increasing this tool to accept more than 2 applicants soon. But go ahead and just complete the information for each applicant along with the details on those applicants, okay? Number of prior landlords for applicant 1, number of personal references, I'll click 0. AppFolio will generate a credit report. In the future, this form itself will generate one, but as of right now, as a tenants apply online, the information of those applicants will come through AppFolio to you, and then you will upload their credit report here and any details that they've included. Johnny's employer was named Sam, and he has a phone number of 415-555-1212. All right. Now, what's cool about this and why we're doing this additional little step here is because the system will automatically send a message to the employer and a message to the employer's phone asking for verification of the information submitted by the tenant. All right. Now, personal references and the last rental price that he had listed on the application was $3,400 a month. All right. That's all the green areas. You can see I've hit the timeline at the bottom here. So I'm done. I can click this button to shoot me back to the top, all right, and hit the submit button for step 5. All right, after you've completed step 5 and submitted the applicants, all right, it goes to the owners and or the brokers. So you can see here, user are both the brokers here, and they will review all the information that's been submitted along with the pictures and reports and the applicants with their credit reports and so forth, and they will either reject, which will send you, the real estate agent, back to step 4, the weekly reports, right, to gather more applicants. And if you have more applicants, you can submit them again, and or approve, which will send the real estate vendor on to the next step. All right, I've received an email and was able to see from my listing view that I had my listing ID 646 approved. Step number 6, which is to complete and generate a lease. All right, so I just go ahead and update any information that may be different or have changed from the beginning of the listing. I want to double check to make sure that if dogs are allowed, that the dogs are listed there, and any additional lease terms that may be included. Rent must be paid by cash, here's check only, or whatever lease terms that may have come up during the term of the thing. A lot of this information will be pre-populated, but if it's not, go ahead and make sure that it's in here so that we can have a valid record and create a quality lease. Okay? Select the number of tenants that are going to be added to the property. All right, has the tenant completed the lease on AppFolio? Since we're still using the AppFolio leasing program, I'm going to just go ahead and click yes, and that we have received a payment from them in full. If not, I would just click no, and that the lease is intended to start on the 16th of 2017. All right, once I've completed all the green highlighted parts, I'm going to go back to my workflow window and click submit. All right, now I'm on to the last and final 7th step. Basically, just go through here and complete all of the highlighted green areas. Have we completed a photographic pre-move-in inspection with Appfolio? I'm going to go ahead and click no, but I should be using Appfolio for all of these things. If I click no here, it's going to be asking me for photographs in this application. So because we're using Appfolio, you guys should all be clicking yes here. But this maintenance issues that require follow-up section, okay, is asking you to double check the operations of the plumbing fixtures, electrical switches, appliances, and heaters. If there's maintenance issues that require follow-up and you want to generate a work order that will send a maintenance vendor out to take care of an issue for the tenant, go ahead and select the issues here. I'm holding down Command to select multiple items in here. On your iPhone or Android, you'll be able to select multiple as well. If there's any other issues that require follow-up, click yes. I typed here, yes, the fire extinguishers were out of date. All right, and now you can see because I clicked no here on the pre-photograph move-in inspection, if I say that there's damage to things down here, it will ask me for the photograph as well. Now these questions down here, are there existing damage to tile? Is there existing damage to any floors? Okay, these are things that will not be repaired, but the tenant will not be responsible for on moving out. This is the pre-move-in inspection. If there's a damage to a floor, like a scratch on the floor, go ahead and take a picture of that scratch on the floor. You should be able to do this in your Android or iPhone and click the picture and add it to the inspection. Okay, if there's no other damages or there are things that maybe aren't listed here, you can go ahead and select yes, take pictures of those items, and then add them to the report. Okay, it will summarize the commission information down here as well as the timeline for this entire process that we've been through and all of the steps that have gone through to complete this listing. Once I'm done with the pre-move-in inspection, I just go ahead and complete the submit button for the last time. Whoops, just kidding. There's a secret 8th step, but don't worry if this last step is forgotten, ignored, or otherwise discredited. It will automatically complete itself in 2 days. It's simply asking the real estate agent for feedback and or information specific to this listing and or the process. I had a great time and can't wait for the next listing, as you can see here. And now it's done, done, done. And I can just wait for the money to hit the bank. All right, thank you so much for watching these videos.